Hey guys, welcome back to another pick a card reading. For this reading, we're going to be seeing what instantly makes people drawn to you. So I have four piles to choose from, so you can choose whichever pile you're most drawn to. You can jump straight to your reading. I guess I wanted to just give like a little update of what's going on with me. Um, So originally I was kind of planning to take a break from posting readings until the end of December. To be honest, the reason why is because I have a bad transit and generally I've noticed that when I I don't know, like recently my videos have not been reaching as far as they have been in the past. And I noticed that started happening as soon as freaking Saturn went back into my fifth house. And I hate that transit. It was awful for me when Saturn was in my fifth house, and it jumped to my sixth house, and I instantly felt all this relief, and things seemed to be going much more smoothly. And then I'm like, what's going on? So I checked my chart, and I'm like, oh, it's back in my fifth house. Okay. Makes a lot of sense. So, I mean, partially, I'm trying to avoid posting, to avoid any sort of disappointment with posting, because I kind of do feel like if I try and post right now, my readings are not going to reach very far. And the thing about it, though, is I like doing tarot readings, so it's very hard for me to not want to do them and not post them. So I've been kind of going back and forth between this idea of recording readings and waiting to post these readings until Saturn goes back into my sixth house at the end of December. Or just like posting less often in the meantime. I think I'm going to do that. That's kind of what I'm thinking I'm going to do. So I was thinking like, okay, let me think of a reading that sounds interesting. And first, I don't know, I didn't think about the fact that my last two readings that I posted was who's drawn to you and why are they drawn to you. So now I'm like, okay, wait, now I'm doing another reading about someone being drawn to someone, and I'm like, maybe it's overkill. So now I'm thinking like maybe I should wait to post this reading until I record a different reading so that it, mix it up a little bit so my uploads are not all just focused on one topic. I don't know what I'm going to do. I might just post this next and, who cares? Just do a reading and post it. But, I mean, other than that, things are a little bit stressful in my life because, so in my community tab, I posted about Bubbies, my cat. She is a stray cat that we just recently took in. We were trying to find her owner. She didn't look in great condition when we found her. So, I mean, no luck with that. So, I mean, it's been over a month since we've been looking. So she's mine now. I'm taking care of her. We did run into some health problems with her, though. So she had to be hospitalized twice. And she's doing a lot better. We were very scared because at first they were kind of implying that it was like she had heart failure and was gonna die, and so we were very worried about her health. Turns out her heart is normal, she's okay, but she was having a lot of breathing difficulties, and so she's on medication now to help with that, and she is doing so much better. So I've been able to relax about that she's okay. But to be honest, the multiple hospital visits did put me multiple thousands of dollars in debt. So I'm dealing with that, and I guess if you're still here listening to my little sob story, I mean, I don't really feel too comfortable asking for help with things. And I definitely don't think that um, basically, I don't know. I never really wanted to focus on this idea that this channel should bring me money of any sort. Like, I just wanted it to be a fun thing where I do tarot readings and post them. And so basically, I guess what I'm asking is a little bit of help. Just like, I guess if you watch my videos, but for some reason you're not subscribed, subscribing would really help. Mostly just to get, I mean, I'm quite far from 1,000 subscribers still, but that would be like the requirement where YouTube would start to pay me for the readings that I post. And again, like, I never really thought about that as being important, and I kind of still don't. But and I don't really know exactly how much being paid from YouTube videos really does much. But every, I guess they would say, like, every little bit helps, and in this case, yeah, I'm kind of in that boat. So yeah, if you watch my videos and you're not subscribed, maybe consider subscribing, or recommending my channel to your friends. The only people that you think would actually like my videos, though, don't be recommending my channel to people you might question whether they like my videos or not. I'd rather you just, I don't know, keep it to yourself. And other than that, I guess I've noticed that YouTube really likes comments on videos. My videos that do the best have the most comments. I haven't really noticed that liking does that much, although I do appreciate likes. I always like, seeing when my video has likes. But yeah, I don't know. If you want to support in any way, leaving a comment would be super helpful. Even if I guess you don't know what to say, maybe just comment a little cat emoji would help. But yeah, that's basically my little update for you guys. So yeah, I guess that's basically all I have to say. So I might be kind of repeating that message a little bit. I guess trying to maybe inform people and inform the piles, because I know some people will probably skip the intro. Just like of, this kind of thing. So yeah, I'm gonna stop talking now and we'll just get into the piles. So if you haven't choose your pile, or if you haven't picked your pile yet, go ahead and pick your pile, and we're gonna get into it. Okay, pile 1. Welcome to your reading. So we're gonna be taking a look at like what it is about you that instantly draws people to you. So we're just going to get into your cards. I did something a little bit differently with this reading, so we'll see how that goes. I think it's a cool idea, and I don't think I've seen people do this. So anyways, okay, so we have this mushroom card here. Yeah, it's a mushroom. I know it doesn't really look like one. You can't really tell what it is. But it's chaga, defense/balance. Find your center and strengthen your core. There you will find the protection you need to not be swayed by external influences. Okay. We have the Two of Swords. And we have the Six of Cups. Okay, so something kind of interesting. I feel like I always say interesting weird. Or maybe that's just, the word just sounds weird. But, so, when I tried to shuffle out these piles initially, and I ended up kind of restarting. And, well, part of the reason why, to be honest, was because at first I shuffled out these mushroom cards for each pile, and I found that it was like the same cards coming out that always come out in my readings, and I don't know, I was a little bit annoyed about that, and I was like, no, we're gonna restart this and get some different energies, because I'm tired of seeing the same cards come out in my readings. But the first mushroom card that came out for your pile, feels very similar to what I would say with the Six of Cups coming out in your reading here. Because the first mushroom card that you got, I can't remember exactly what it's called, but I remember drawing that exact mushroom before. And it looks like the same exact picture as the picture that I referenced when I was drawing the mushroom. And I've thought about this before. It's like this idea of like familiarity. Like, oh, I've seen that before. So, and with the Six of Cups, that's like this nostalgic feeling. And I think that part of what draws people to you, what instantly draws people to you, is this feeling of recognition in some way. Like, either, like, it could even be so with the Six of Cups, it could be like a childlike energy that you might have, like maybe a childlike optimism, a fun, loving type of energy that you have, an innocent type of vibe that you have. I think that's something that instantly draws people to you. And it could also be this feeling of like, oh, like you remind me of someone I used to know and I like was really close with that person. I feel like there could be people around you, like people in your life that you meet and you remind them of someone that they used to know. You could also remind them of their childhood is another thing because I feel like yeah, if any of you do feel like very closely tied to your childhood still, like perhaps there's things that you enjoyed in your childhood that you still kind of carry with you, there's something about that I feel like draws people to you. It could be that like I don't know. It feels kind of random, but like if you were to like be reminiscing and you're talking about like something you used to do as a kid or maybe as like a show you used to enjoy as a kid, something like that, I feel like there could be people who feel drawn to you because it's like, oh, I liked that too when I was young or something like that. So I think that's one thing that instantly draws people to you. Yeah, with the Six of Cups, it's like a soul connection type of thing. Like again, like you would remind someone of someone they used to be very close to, so they instantly feel like you're familiar, that they feel safe with you. They feel like they can open up with you easier. Um, Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. There you will find the protection you need to not be swayed by external influences. And then we have the Two of Swords, which is kind of like, I would say, so like the swords coming out might be that one thing that instantly draws people to you is your mindset, the way you think about things. Perhaps I would say it's like with the Two of Swords, the way you make decisions. I would say for some of you, it's like you're very independent, you're a free thinker, and you're not easily swayed by external influences. So I feel like, yeah, the Two of Swords coming out is like the way you make decisions is something that draws people to you. It could be that you don't seem to be, again, like swayed by external influences, you're not easily influenced. So I would say like people see you as someone who's very unique, quite different. You stand out in some way. You don't seem like the type of person to follow a crowd or to be too much of like a people pleaser. So I would say most people probably see you as someone who's quite confident in your judgment, and I think that's something that draws people to you. It could be that with the Two of Swords, like that represents like this indecision, sometimes not being able to move because you can't decide, or that there's like fear in what like what outcomes could happen based off of what decision you make. So I kind of feel as though for some of you it's like I would say you actually I kind of get this feeling that you don't struggle with that you don't struggle with feeling indecisive or not knowing what to do so much. And I would say maybe it's like there could be people around you who do struggle with those types of things, who appreciate your decisiveness. They appreciate the fact that, like, you're not very easily influenced by other people. Like, I don't know. It's so funny because it makes me think of this, and I don't know, since it pops into my head, and this is quite random, I feel like saying it. Maybe it resonates with a few people, but you might be the type of person who would. It's kind of funny. Like, I know people who do this where they they're like trying a new food place or something like that, and they're a little bit unsure of what to get, and they would ask the employee, like, what do you think of this? Do you like it, or would you recommend it? And asking them questions, and then they give you an answer, and then that still doesn't like sway your your decision. You still end up going with what you kind of already wanted or something like that. I don't know. Uh could be something like that. I don't know. I feel like you're very intelligent, and I do think that there's an energy within you that considers like other perspectives or maybe people's advice. So when I say that you're not influenced easily, it doesn't mean that you're not open to suggestions. I feel like you are, but I feel like that's not always enough to get you to like change your mind, I guess. Yeah, I feel like you have a strong mind, and that's a reason why people are instantly drawn to you. Let's see. So we have parrot spirit. Watch your words. And then we also have conjunction alliance. So with conjunction, so I mean, I'm not like an expert with astrology. I'm still learning things, but from what I know from conjunctions, like they're very close to each other, often in the same sign. So I wonder if it's like the people that are drawn to you. Yeah, I don't know. Even if they're not exactly the same sign, although I would say that maybe for some of you, more often it's like people with the same sign, whether it's like sun sign or somewhere like in their personal planets or something like that. I feel like those types of people could be really drawn to you. But I think it's interesting to get the Six of Cups in conjunction, because again, it's this feeling of like, you're similar to me. I already know you, even if I've just met you. I feel like people really get that feeling with you. I also think it's funny to get the Two of Swords and watch your words. Like maybe for some of you, like I do sense like an intellectual mind, and like because of your mushroom card, like I would assume you're someone again like not easily swayed by external influences, and you're very different or unique, or you don't mind standing on your own. So like there could be a bit of a rebellious nature to you. um and I don't know, I get this honestly, like since we have defense slash balance, I do get like Libra vibes for whatever reason. I guess like the Two of Swords does make me think more like Libra than any of the other air signs, but yeah, like, and even the Six of Cups energy, like this kind of like warm, loving, and sensitive energy you might have, a very sort of childlike innocence that you have. It's funny because like I do get the sense with you that you might have two very different sides, where there's this like innocent, joyful, optimistic, fun-loving type of person. Then there's this side to you that could get very maybe analytical, maybe become very into your thoughts, and a very smart person. And especially if you do resonate with maybe helping people make decisions, like it's like maybe there's people who struggle with deciding things or needing a second opinion that come to you because there's something about, you are smart, and I think people think that, um, something about your advice is valuable, especially because it might be Like, especially if people know you to be a free thinker, think independently, it's like they can trust that you will tell them what you really think or what you really feel. Instead of maybe just giving maybe like shallow advice that they would hear from anyone, there's something about like your advice, I think specifically, that feels different and gives them something to think about, a new perspective. But I do think, like, with the Two of Swords, the kind of darkness that's shown on the card, and it almost looks stormy in the background. And with Watch Your Words, it does make me think that at times you might hesitate to speak your mind because you are worried that what you say might hurt people's feelings, especially if you are someone who is not afraid to think differently or be a little bit rebellious. It could be that um, there's like a strength to you and an intelligence that you have, but also a softness that you have as well. Like with balance there with chaga. I don't know, I feel like you are well balanced, although it could be that some people see you as a smart person who can be kind of rude and cold and just bluntly honest. And then there's people who could meet you and see you the total opposite of that. And they wouldn't even think of you as someone who could ever be mean or who could ever, like, I don't know. So yeah, with Watch Your Words, I kind of feel like there are people around you who sense that there's a sweet side to you, that, you don't want to hurt people's feelings, or you do care about, how people feel, or you care about the way you express yourself. So there's like a level of caution in how you express yourself, I think, around specific people. And I think, obviously that's something that draws people to you. I also think just the parrot spirit could just be talking about like your words hold power. I think that's definitely true. And so I think your words, the things that you communicate, the things you say, is one of the reasons people are instantly drawn to you. Uh, yeah, and a feeling of being similar. Um, it could be that there's people who are drawn to you because they feel they think similarly to you. Let's see, we have... This is gonna... Okay, I feel stupid. Because I don't know if I will pronounce this right. The aspirant? The aspirant? Aspirant. I would assume it's aspirant. Ambition, diligence, setbacks. It's in the reverse. So I'm going to take a look at the book for that. See what that says and tie it into the energy. It's number 24. Okay, so with the reverse position, it says this is an alternate future, one in which ambition and desire have turned into boredom and lack of focus. It is time to take a break and recharge without the pressure you put on yourself. Downtime can also be productive, giving you energy to return to your goals once you've taken a breather. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, because I do kind of feel like definitely the energy with the Two of Swords and Watch Your Words does make me think of like taking breaks, like holding back, being a bit cautious or careful. Um, so yeah, I don't know. There could be something within you that you don't put a lot of pressure on yourself. I do feel like I sense a level of like ambition in your energy. Um, Especially because this idea of like a bit of rebelliousness, being a free thinker, thinking independently, it's it takes more work to go against the grain than it is to just blend in. So I do feel like on some level it's like you are ambitious, but there's like this energy of balance to you, I think, where I think you are a hard worker, but I think you know when to take breaks and relax too. So I kind of feel like something that draws people to you, it might even be that, generally when we see someone who's very ambitious, they typically, a lot of the times, they typically hold people to the same standard. Like, I don't know if you've been around those people who brag about going into work sick, like that they're, sorry, no offense if you're one of those people who do that, but like, and then they like kind of shame other people for calling out when they're sick or something like that. Like, I feel like you could be the type of person who does go into work while you're a little bit under the weather and you like push yourself, but you would not be the type to assume someone else should do that. Like, I think you would be the type of person to encourage other people to take care of themselves, to take breaks when they need to. And I think for most of you, you would do that too. But I do sense this, like, maybe a bit of duality within your personality. Um, and so it could be that like there's people around you who would assume that you're like, if you are a hard worker, that you would assume other people should work just as hard as you, but maybe there's something about you and your energy where someone has seen that like, wow, this person's a really hard worker, but they know when to take breaks, or they, allow other people to take breaks. Or to like move on their own time or something like that. And there might be people around you who really appreciate that energy within you. So the last thing with your reading, something I decided to do, it's a little late to be rearranging these cards, but something I decided to do with this reading, and I kind of had this idea for other readings that kind of didn't make it, like I ended up trashing the readings, but this is something that's been on my mind. So what I did was I took a random word generator and randomly generated 3 words for each pile to kind of give like maybe a bit more of an idea of like why people are instantly drawn to you. So for pile 1, the 3 words that you guys got were public, collect, and matter. So with public, I don't know, maybe there's something about, I would assume like the more you go out into public, the more people are like literally able to see you, the more people are drawn to you. So, and one other thing, by the way, which I didn't mention in the beginning of this reading, and I don't know if I'll remember to mention it in the other piles, but to be honest, like with a reading like this, it's kind of the assumption that people are like automatically drawn to you. And sometimes for me, I won't click on a reading like this because I don't think that people are drawn to me. Like in this case, like I might choose not to watch a reading like this because I would think like, well, that's just delusional for me to think that there's anyone drawn to me, because right now it doesn't feel like it. Not in a like negative way, but just realistically, I don't think there's anyone drawn to me. I'm not saying that that's how I actually feel right now, but I'm just saying like I might not click on readings like this because of that type of thing, because the assumption is that there's already people drawn to you. So I don't know. What I'm trying to get at is like if you came to this reading and you kind of feel that like you're like, I don't know if anybody's really drawn to me right now, then I was also going to mention that like you could use this as a reading as like a tool. Like maybe pick one of the readings, maybe let a random number generator pick what like a reading for you and use that as like advice on what to do to get people to be instantly drawn to you. I thought that would be a cool idea if people could use the reading that way too. So I don't know, like with public, it does make me think like if you want to have more people be drawn to you, maybe it's like you need to make your presence known more. You need to go out into the public more. Or it's just like maybe there's a very public sort of energy that you have. Maybe you are someone who does like to go out and you're extroverted or something like that. And that is something that draws people to you. Like you might be kind of popular for some of you. And that's just like another reason that people become instantly drawn to you. With collect, I don't know. Of course, I think of like collections. So if you do have any sort of like collections, maybe there are people who like with this like feeling of similarity, like maybe there are people around you. It's like, I don't know, maybe it's like you've been collecting some things since you were a kid, and people become instantly drawn to you when they learn about that because it's like, oh, I've been collecting that too. Or there could just be people who are very interested in your collections if you do have any. um I don't know, otherwise, like, collecting of something. Like, I also think of like, definitely, this pile. Um, there is something about your mind that sticks out that people are instantly drawn to. And with the word matter coming up, like that does make me think of like science a little bit, like physical matter. So again, like you could be very intelligent, very smart, and people are instantly drawn to you because of that. But yeah, also just like matter as in like physical matter, like along with collections, like your physical things. Like for some reason maybe people are drawn to you because of your physical things. Maybe you take really good care of your physical possessions. Maybe there's something about you that likes to show off your physical possessions, and it's something that instantly draws people to you. The last thing with the word matter, is obviously like what matters. So, like talking about what's important, there could be something about you that's very straight to the point. And I do feel like that's maybe where the like parrot spirit, watch your words, is, because like I do kind of sense for some of you there's like a very straightforward way of speaking, or very sometimes blunt way of speaking. But it's like, even if you resonate with that and people see you that way, you're like, they see you as being able to balance it out too. Like maybe it's like, I think people could say around certain people, especially maybe more sensitive types of people, you pull back a little bit, watch your words a little bit, or like rephrase things in a way that's a bit kinder or a bit more sensitive or something like that. So the ability that you have to be able to do that really draws people to you. But I think there's like an interesting duality to you where it's like people notice that you can do that, but you also have this side to you that could be very like blunt and really just speak your mind. And I think when you're around people who you feel comfortable to speak that way with, it's like there's kind of a like no filter type of thing. And I think people really like that about you, and they're drawn to that. But yeah, like even matter, like what matters as in like, what matters to other people. So like, if someone is feeling down or if they're sensitive, there's something about you where you can kind of like give people comfort when they need it. And I think you're someone who's really good at reading people, and that's another reason people are instantly drawn to you. So that's what I get for your pile one. Thank you for watching. And in case you skipped the intro, um, basically, I posted recently on my community tab about a new kitty, new pet. She was a stray, and recently she did have some health problems. She's doing a lot better, so don't worry. She's doing good. She is recovering, but we had to bring her to the hospital a couple times, and it did put me thousands of dollars in debt. So basically, I just wanted to give the message that, I don't know, I'm just trying to think of ways I can make more money, and I wasn't originally intending to really give a shit about whether my YouTube channel would make me money or not, but basically, YouTube, like the last requirement for me to start earning money on the videos is like having 1,000 subscribers. And I'm kind of pretty far from that, so I'm not expecting to reach that anytime soon. But just in the case that you do watch my readings, but you don't, you happen to not be subscribed, subscribing could help. And other than that, if you are already subscribed, you could leave me a comment just so my readings do reach more people. If you feel like recommending my channel to someone that you think would like my channel, definitely feel free to do that. Again, only if you think they would like it. Don't be recommending my channel to people you think might not like my readings. I'd rather not. And the last thing you could do, again, like commenting helps a lot with YouTube videos and getting, reaching a wider audience. If you don't know what to comment, you could just leave like a little cat emoji. And I would just really appreciate that if anyone can do that. But yeah, thank you for watching. Wishing you the best, pile 1. I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next pile. Bye. Okay, pile 2, welcome to your reading. So we're going to find out what about you instantly draws people to you. And I just have to say, so I'm like, I have a new little setup here. I've been in this spot for a little while, but I'm right next to this window, and it is snowing outside. It's nice. It's like the second time we've gotten snow, and the first time was like in the middle of the night when everybody's sleeping, and it wasn't a lot. But I don't know about you guys. Do you guys like the snow? I do. I really like it. Anyways, so here's the mushroom card that you have. We got the hairy trumpet, funnel, reduce the clutter around you to make way for the new. So maybe, what instantly draws people to you. Well, you could be kind of neat and organized, like maybe your spaces are, again, like clean, well organized, decorated well. I do feel like there could be something about you that like maybe people are drawn to your aesthetic. The way you decorate things, the way you clean your house or your space. But I also think like this is kind of funny, but something that I end up talking about a lot, mostly with my boyfriend. Like sometimes we'll talk about like this idea of like hoarders or hoarding, just because like his grandma used to be a hoarder, so he was kind of like in that kind of environment, so he'll tell me about it, and sometimes it just comes up in conversation, but like it does make me think of hoarders for some reason, but like the opposite of a hoarder, because like obviously a lot of hoarders don't like get rid of clutter, they hold on to it, and like it's like they have to hold on to everything. So I don't know, there could be something about you that, I don't know, maybe you're less sentimental than the average person. You don't hold on to things, or it's like easy for you to kind of get rid of things, even if it's not like specifically clutter. Like I feel like for some of you, it's like you could do this maybe with people. Like for example, like if someone was bringing you a lot of like stress, or like their energy just brought disasters into your life or something like that. Like I feel like there could be something about you that easily detaches from maybe people, situations, environments. Yeah, and I don't know, there's something about you I think that comes across as like kind of like easy in a way, like because it's making me think of again like hoarders, like when they ask like, oh, this is expired, can we get rid of it, and they're like having a whole meltdown over this idea of getting rid of this food that they haven't opened in years. And like the opposite of that would be like someone be like, yeah, throw it away, I never use that. Like, and it could be even be something where it's like you're very free with your stuff. Like for example, if someone saw something that you have and they really wanted it, maybe you do feel somewhat detached to your belongings, and you're someone who's likely to just kind of like give your stuff away. And maybe that's something that draws people to you. Okay, let's see. So we have the Eight of Pentacles, And we have the Page of Pentacles. Okay, Pentacle energy, Earth energy. So I don't know. I definitely associate Earth energy with this feeling of being calm, composed, patient. Obviously, with the Eight of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles, I would think of someone who constantly looks for ways to improve themselves or improve their life. So yeah, with the Eight of Pentacles, there's something about you that, the Eight of Pentacles is about mastering a craft. But in general, the way I see the Eight of Pentacles is just someone who looks for ways to do things better. So that's a reason that people are instantly drawn to you. I would say you seem to be quite ambitious. I am just now noticing the rainbows on the Eight of Pentacles. So for some of you, you might be part of the LGBT community, and that could be something that instantly draws people to you. I feel like something that draws people to you is that you seem like a very responsible person. I don't know. I mentioned this in pile one. Like, pile one could be, quite smart, and people are drawn to pile one. For many reasons, it seemed in that pile, but intelligence did come up. And I also see the Eight of Pentacles as like an intelligent card, because to master something takes, first of all, it takes discipline, it takes practice, it takes being committed and wanting to improve. So I don't know, there's something about you that is very ambitious. And it could be, yeah, like with the Pentacles energy, like very ambitious about work. It could be about saving money. It could also be about, like, maybe there's, for some of you actually, like the Page of Pentacles is like someone who is kind of beginning at something. Like, the Page is the youngest. So they are inexperienced, but there's something about you, and I would say the Page of Pentacles above the other pages. I would say partially the way what makes people instantly drawn to you is your work ethic. It could also be this idea that you could always learn something new. Yeah, this definitely fits with this energy. Like with the Page of Pentacles, for some of you, it could be like you might have this like new business idea, or you have this like dream to own a business or something like that. That could be something that instantly draws people to you. And I would say like part of the reason people are drawn to you for that is because they really do believe in you, and they think that you can like accomplish a lot. There could even be people around you that feel like they could learn from you. And I also, with the Page of Pentacles coming out, with the Eight of Pentacles, like this idea of growth, looking for improvement, looking to master. It also tells me that you're the type of person who always feels like there's more to learn. Like you might never feel like fully satisfied with the knowledge you have, and you might also kind of doubt yourself a lot. And yeah. I also, just because there's the rainbows in the Eight of Pentacles card, and the Page of Pentacles, to be honest with you, like actually, I've always kind of thought this shadow looks like me. Like it kind of, it's a little scary, honestly, how much that looks like me. But like, and I consider myself to be quite androgynous looking. So along with this like idea of like LGBT, like maybe you have a more androgynous appearance, and that's something that draws people to you. I also find it so strange too, because this person's wearing like very like baggy and drapey sort of clothing, which is literally like what I dream to be in, like dressed in all the time. So I don't know, for some of you, maybe it's like your clothing style instantly draws people to you. Um, and in general, I would think like maybe your appearance, if you seem like especially like androgynous, or if there's something about your appearance that makes people think that you could be part of the LGBT community, there could be definitely people who are drawn to you for that. I would say like probably other people who are also in the community are drawn to you because of that, if you resonate with that. Um, yeah, let's see what else you have. We have chameleon spirit, act as if. Yeah, I don't know, just because I'm also just kind of thinking about androgyny. Um, I don't know, because, like, yeah, I guess with the chameleon spirit, the way they blend in, like, it does make me think of, like, blending in with the genders, maybe both of them, if you do resonate with having a sort of androgynous appearance. But it could also be that, like, for some of you, I could see, like, if you are part of the LGBT community, that perhaps you don't, like, I don't know, for some of you, it could be that you seem to be that way, like through your appearance in some way or something like that. Maybe something you wear that kind of shows that you are, or something like that. People could be drawn to you because of that. I could also sense for some of you, it's like, even if you were part of the LGBT community, maybe there's like nothing about your appearance that really suggests that, like this idea of blending in. It could all, like, it does make me think of, like, I've had um actually, like, my mom used to date another lady for most of my childhood, and my best friend from high school is lesbian. So, and I've seen this a lot within, like, I think more so like I guess lesbians is like, if they do look very, like, I guess straight, like, I don't know, there could be something where you blend in, or something like that. I don't know. Um, But yeah, I even sorry about the LGBT stuff, because I know there's plenty of people here who probably don't resonate with that, but it could be that, like, you blend in with whatever community you put yourself into. So, like, even if you're not part of the LGBT community, maybe you would still go to a pride event and everybody would think you are part of the LGBT community. Or there's something about you, like, fitting in well with wherever you go. Um, Like, I could even see, like, maybe you just feel very comfortable in a lot of different sort of, like, environments, or around different types of people, even if you're a little different or something like that. You can find ways to relate to people, even if you're a bit different. Okay, and we have opposition, confrontation. So one thing about you and what draws people to you. So I told pile 1 because they got conjunction. You have opposition. So that would be like whatever is your opposing sign or your sister sign. I don't know, maybe there's people who, like, because I told pile 1, like, maybe it's like, because they got conjunction, that maybe more of the time that the people that end up really drawn to them are like of the same sign. Maybe for you it's like the opposite of your sign is drawn to you often, or something like that. But opposition is like about balance. It does talk about struggles, and like like you could see the two, what are they, deer or something, like they're butting heads. Um, so like with that sitting next to the chameleon spirit, act as if, like, I do kind of get this energy that you could maybe like play devil's advocate at times, or I kind of get the sense that I don't know if I really sense that now, but what I originally got with that card was this idea that the things that you talk about, there could be, yeah, like along with like this idea of maybe playing devil's advocate or something like that. Like I could imagine you talking about something, and to be quite honest with you, it could, like, maybe the things that you say, maybe it's just your energy or something like that, can cause people to, like maybe it's like butt heads with you. And I don't know, I get this idea that, like, you say something, and it's funny because we have the chameleon spirit where it's like maybe they blend in or it like becomes hard to see. Like, I kind of feel as if like there might be people around you that hear what you say, or it could even be like watch you do something in a specific way, and then they want to like interrupt or something and correct you. I don't know, okay, because like the opposition card could be this idea of like, so with the sister signs, like for me, I'm a Cancer, my sister's sign is a Capricorn, and I don't know if you would agree with me, but honestly, I see the sister signs as being quite similar, even if they're opposite signs. And they do technically stand for different things. Like Cancer, connected to the fourth house, is all about the home, family, like a very nurturing and motherly energy. Then Capricorn is more like, I would say, a fatherly energy, is more about the, like the the mark you leave on the world, your reputation to the public versus the home. But it's like very similar ideas, just in very opposite ways, if that makes sense. But I don't know, I feel like there's something about the people that are drawn to you might be drawn to you because like they've got a bone to pick with you, basically, about something. But I kind of get the sense that along with this idea that people could learn something from you, there's this idea that people are missing the full story or missing the all of the information. And I would say it's like you could get into debates with people, possibly arguments with people, and once you explain yourself and express like maybe what you mean behind something or something like that, it does teach people things. And it could be that there are people who are very, oh, you know what? I feel like that fits in very well with the idea that you could kind of blend in wherever you go. Like, you could be, like, it makes me think of like Thanksgiving just passed, right? And like, say, obviously this doesn't have to resonate, but like I'm going with what I've been talking about. Like, say you're part of the LGBT community or something like that, and you have Thanksgiving coming up and you're going to be around a bunch of family that may not always think the most kind things about those things. So you kind of go into that environment, in that situation, knowing that there's going to be people who don't think the same way as you or something like that. I feel like you are the type of person to stand up for your beliefs, and there could be something about you that does butt heads with people who don't see things from your perspective. But there is something about you being able to like balance things out with those types of people, maybe teach people things and get them to see things from a different perspective. Or I do kind of feel like your energy is something that is soothing and can get people to either reconsider or take a step back on something, perhaps like beliefs or something like that. So let's see, we have the twins, self-protection, dual natures. Okay. So let's read from the book. with that. It's number 144. Okay, so it says this card relates to a specific relationship in your life. You and the other person are bound together, but past traumas are blocking your ability to make this a harmonious relationship. Be kind and take the time to reassess your behavior. Are you really being fair to the other person? How are you continuing old habits or resentments? There's a kindness in acknowledging that we're all human. Okay, yeah, no, for real. Like, okay, kind of, I don't really know. I don't think this is about like a love relationship or like really a specific relationship at all. But it's interesting. It's like, be kind and take time to reassess your behavior. Like, there are people who, when they disagree with someone, they'll wish nothing but the worst for them, they'll act nasty towards them. And it's nothing positive. But I feel like what draws people to you is this idea that, like, you could be very different from the people around you, but it doesn't have to be that you need to fight about it. Like, I feel like you have a very peaceful energy, and it's like people can think differently than me, and that doesn't have to mean that I have to instantly hate them because they think differently or something like that. You feel like a peacemaker, and you feel like someone who could actually bring two very like opposing sides together and like reach some sort of common ground or understanding, or at least not fight or not be like nasty to each other because like you have a different opinion or you have a different sort of belief or you live a different lifestyle or something like that. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's an energy within you that you're a really kind person, and it doesn't matter if, you know, people disagree with you or you disagree with someone. That doesn't give you a reason, like that's not a reason to hate them or be mean to them. Like, I feel like you're a person who could notice that you do not agree with like what someone says whatsoever, but you'll still be nice and you'll still keep the peace. Something like that. So I think that that's something that instantly draws people to you. So the last thing that I did, so for this reading, was like I wanted to use a random number generator to shuffle random words associated with your reading, and I guess like give me an idea of other reasons that people are instantly drawn to you. So the three random words that you guys got was comment, complete, and increase. I find it funny. I guess like that's kind of the idea of like the word comment coming up makes me think of like perhaps like you might comment on something and then or like I don't know, I get this idea of like a social media vibe where you like make a post about something that you believe or something like that, or you're sharing your thoughts, or you're like, especially with the Eight of Pentacles coming out, like I feel like there's something about you that you are a hard worker, you pay attention to detail, and you find better ways of doing things, you find ways to improve. So because of that, like I would think that your ideas are, they hold a lot of value. And it could be that, for example, if you have a presence online that you post about something and then like the instant draw that people have to you is to comment on whatever you've posted. Could be that. But I also think of like comments in general. Like, for example, like, I don't know, I'm being taken back to family night at Thanksgiving scene where like, I don't know, either like you comment on something or someone else makes a comment on something, and I don't know, it's something about the conversations you have, the things that you say, and again, I feel like there could be situations where you're put around people that think very differently than you, but you still kind of keep the peace. Or there's something about you with, like, I don't know, complete and increase. It's almost like, I don't know, what I think about with those words is like completing an argument, completing a debate, completing a conversation, where you're getting through to the other person. I really do feel like there's something about you and your energy that you can get through to people who are difficult to get through to, and kind of balance out the situation, make them see things from a more balanced perspective, or at least keep a very, like, a friendly energy. Like, we don't have to fight, guys, just because we think differently. It's okay. Like, we can still get along. We can still treat each other like human, even if we think differently. So I think that's your energy. I think that's why people are instantly drawn to you. Yours seemed like way more focused than the first pile. But yeah, I hope it resonated with you, and thank you for watching. And just to mention to all the other piles, just because, in case you skipped the intro, my cat that I posted on the community tab, it's funny, I like waited to post about her because she originally was a stray cat that we were looking for her owner, and I wasn't sure that we would be able to like kind of keep her if we found her owner. But to be honest, she wasn't looking in like great condition when we found her. So we have like kind of a lot of questions, like where did she come from? It's funny, I was talking about hoarders. That's something we talked about. What if she came from a hoarder home or something like that? Because she had no chip, she had no collar, she's not spayed. And I'm wondering, like, because when we found her, she seemed like she was just about done being a kitten. So I'm wondering if she came from like a litter of kittens from a house that maybe wasn't doing so great or something like that. But basically, right after posting about her, she got like a weird breathing issues. We took her into the hospital. At first they kind of told us that they think that she's got heart failure, and basically implying that she's gonna die. So I was very stressed about that for a while, wondering if she's gonna be okay, if she's gonna live. The thing that's actually wrong with her is a lot better than heart failure. And it is very manageable, and she is doing so much better since the hospital visits. But yeah, plural visits. I'm now like multiple thousands of dollars in debt. So I've just been thinking about like, how am I going to make that money? And one thing could be, well, eventually YouTube should pay me for the videos that I post once I reach over 1,000 subscribers, and I'm quite far away from that, so I'm not assuming that that's going to happen very soon. But basically, I'm just letting everybody know, if you happen to watch my videos and you're not subscribed, you could help out by subscribing, just so I can get closer to that goal and maybe make a little bit of money from posting these readings. I really don't know how much it would really help, but anything kind of does help at this point. Besides that, if you are already subscribed to me, just commenting on the videos so that it reaches more people. If you think anybody would like my readings, feel free to recommend the channel. Other than that, you could just leave a little cat emoji in the comments, just to help, again, boost the video so it reaches more people. But honestly, just watching the readings is enough. So thank you if you're still here with me. And I will see you in the next reading. But take care for now. Hope you guys are doing well. I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next pile. Bye. Okay, pile 3. Welcome to your reading. So we're going to find out, what is it about you that instantly draws people to you. So yeah, let's take a look. So here's your mushroom card, and it is the split gill. Adapt to your current situation. Give yourself what you need to reemerge stronger. Let's see, we also have the King of Wands, some fire energy, and we have the Three of Cups. Okay, so yeah, I don't know. I feel like one thing that really like instantly draws people to you, first of all, with the King of Wands, like I would assume you're someone who comes across very confident, maybe very extroverted, very social, um, maybe sometimes impulsive, or like very passionate. And I also get like with the King of Wands, someone who's very like maybe a smooth talker, someone who's very charismatic or good with their words. Yeah, definitely sitting next to the Three of Cups. Like, I must think that you guys are quite social, and that's something that instantly draws people to you. Like with the Three of Cups, that could talk about social groups, friendship. So it's like something about your friendships draws people to you. It could be that like if you're known for someone who makes friends easily, that's something that instantly draws people to you because they want to be your friend. They want to be in on the group. I also just think like with the King of Wands and the Three of Cups, it's like again a very social energy, someone who's comfortable in social situations. It could be that like maybe some of your friends are not as confident as you, and they're drawn to you because you would be the one who they would send to talk to someone or something like that. Uh, Yeah, because I just get this like vibe that you're like very good in social situations. You know exactly what to say. There could be this energy that like you're good at convincing people of things. Like the Three of Cups energy could be this energy of going out and having fun, maybe partying, something like that. Like you do give party vibes, even if you're not exactly like a party animal, although I feel like some of you definitely could be. It's like convincing the bouncer of something, like to get in or something like that. Like you would be the one that they would send to convince somebody of something because you would be able to do that or something like that. Like I kind of get the sense that you experience very little social anxiety, but if you do, you hide it extremely well, I would say. Let's see, yeah, because we have this energy of adapt. For some of you, it could be that you have a lot of friends, and again, this idea of like making new friends draws people to you. Like maybe perhaps like your friend group was very different in the past, and you're always kind of meeting new people and making new friends. I definitely get this energy with the King of Wands, like it's very like independent and can love their freedom. And I definitely get the vibe that like you like to be around different people. And I think that is something that instantly draws people to you. Yeah, there could be something about you where it's like people see you having fun with friends and they think it looks so fun that they want to be like they want to join you. That's definitely something I'm seeing. I do get, and I don't want you to take this the wrong way. Okay, first of all, with like the King of Wands in this case does make me think more of like Aries vibes, or I guess maybe Sagittarius, but I don't know. I do get the sense that people see you as someone who can be kind of selfish. And again, I don't want you to take this the wrong way, but that could be something that instantly draws people to you. Like, for example, you might be a very social person, but you're only social when you're feeling in the mood to be social. So if you're not feeling in the mood to be social, you might decide to hide away. Not that I think that you're really the type of person to do that. I just feel like with give yourself what you need and reemerge stronger, it's giving me the energy of like filling your own cup. And that might be that sometimes you have to neglect other people's cup to fill your own cup. But what that tells me, and it's interesting because I say selfish, but it's actually, I would say, even like more selfless than anything, just because when your cup is full, you have enough to give, and it's something that you give without expectation of receiving. Um, because otherwise, it's like if my cup is empty, and I'm trying to fill your empty cup with my empty cup, or your half full cup with my empty cup, eventually maybe sometimes bitterness comes up because I'm not taking care of myself and nobody else is taking care of me either. That type of energy, it's like, in a way, that is quite selfish to expect someone to come fill your cup. I don't know if that makes sense what I'm trying to say, but basically it's like you do take care of yourself, and I think you're very independent, and you don't look to other people to like fulfill your needs, which means that you're doing that for yourself, and that when you do go out and you're around other people, you have a lot to give. But it's only being given when you have enough to give. Which is actually like it's a very nice thing, even if some people might see it as selfish. It's quite the opposite. So let's see. We have starfish spirit, open to infinite possibility. Yeah, especially with this like adapt energy. Like I feel like you're someone who's very spontaneous. That's something that, instantly draws people to you. Like I feel like you're the type of person who, when you're hanging out with a group of friends, along with being able to convince people things, it's like you could easily convince the group to randomly go get pizza or randomly go to a park in the middle of the night or something like that. There's something that's very like, yeah, fun, spontaneous, open to infinite possibility. Like there's something about you that you like to mix things up, and there's something about you that's very like, I don't know what to expect. Not in a chaotic way. It really doesn't feel that way, but it feels like you're very spontaneous and very fun to be around, and it's like um yeah, like you're very open to change. And I think that's something that really, it's like instantly draws people to you. We have Pluto. Speaking of change, I mean, it's quite dramatic change actually. Pluto can talk about transformations. Um, yeah, I don't know, actually, along with the energy that you have, like very independent, freedom loving, spontaneous. You like to mix things up. You like variety. Yeah, with for some of you actually with the 3 of Cups, like that could even talk about, like I could even see you being someone who's like polyamorous, something like that. Probably not for most of you, but it could be something like that with the 3 of Cups. Like your passions change a lot, and you're very free with where you put, like where you give your passion to or something like that. Yeah, even the Pluto card can be kind of this like sexual energy, like associated with Scorpio. um yeah, they're okay. This is gonna turn into like a little too sexual, but yeah, I don't know, it could be something about you that's very like, you like to switch things up a lot when it comes to your sex life, and that's something that really draws people to you. Like with the 3 of Cups, this could be like a very like low commitment type of energy, like I'm just here for fun. um like more casual connections. So that could be something that instantly draws people to you if that's something that you're into. Otherwise, I think it's more of this like just having fun with friends type of energy. But yeah, with Pluto, it kind of gives a vibe of being quite mysterious as well. So I think there's something about you. I think it would be like people don't know. Like I would say like your schedule seems very free, very open to change, adaptation. So it's like, I would assume like most of you might not keep a tight schedule. Or if you even like make yourself a schedule, you would not be afraid to like break the rules or switch things up. Um, so like I would assume it's like you might be someone who is often off doing something new, and so it's like the people who know you often are wondering what you're up to because you're constantly with new people or doing something new or switching things up, being spontaneous. So it's like you're not very predictable, is what I get. And that's something that's like people find that to be kind of mysterious. And it's like, what are they doing today? Like, could be very different than yesterday type of thing. For some of you, Pluto gives this energy of like intensity, maybe an interest in sort of darker subjects or taboo subjects. So that could be something that instantly draws people to you, not being afraid to talk about what other people are afraid to talk about. Yeah, it definitely seems to be the case with the King of Wands, like not being afraid to speak up, speak your mind. Like there's a lot of confidence behind your energy. I will say too, with the Three of Cups can be this energy of reconciliation, and with Pluto, this idea of death and rebirth. Like I could say, maybe a lot of you are open to past connections, even if past connections have ended. And if that's the case, I wonder if part of like what instantly draws people to you is if like I guess if they see that you've reconnected with a past friend or a past ex or something like that, like there's an openness to past connections that have ended. There could be people who are currently in that position, like the connection with you has ended, but they are drawn to you because they feel like you might give them another chance, or you'll still be open to a connection that has ended. So that's something I'm also seeing. So we have the Chiromancer, delivering news, collaboration, and it's in the reverse. But something that I was thinking about when this card flipped out, we see a hand there. So I don't know, like, okay, I was thinking, like, I don't know, maybe you do something with your hands that, makes people instantly drawn to you. Maybe for some of you, you have hand tattoos. And something about, like, even if they're not on your hands, if you do have tattoos, that could be something that you know, a reason people are instantly drawn to you. But I was originally thinking like maybe you do something with your hands, and I was thinking more like maybe crafting something, and that's something that people are drawn to you. But it could also be for some of you, like I mean, we have a bunch of like astrology symbolism. So it could be like your knowledge in astrology is something that draws people to you, your interest in astrology. Maybe for some of you, it could be like palm reading, and that's a reason people are drawn to you. But then, along with the sort of sexual energy that came out, it is making me think of like, oh, what you do with your hands in a sexual way could be a reason that people are instantly drawn to you. But yeah, let's take a look in the book for the Chiromancer. Number 124. Alright, so in the reverse position it says, if you've been waiting for the right time to make an announcement or tell someone something important, it may come to light without your help. Before you sit on it any longer, think about whether it will have the same effect if this news comes from somewhere or someone else. And if you're happy to live with that, you need to speak up sooner than you had planned. Interesting. Okay. So, okay, I think along with this idea of you're quite spontaneous, you're unpredictable, you like to switch things up, and there's something about you that might be like come across as mysterious or hard to pin down. There is this very social energy, and I don't know, there could be some sort of drama that people are drawn to. That I guess like drama that causes people to be instantly drawn to you. Like it could be drama within your social groups, things that you've said to specific people that maybe you wouldn't say to other people. I don't know. There could be people around you that want to get back at you for something. Like, I do feel like there's a very free energy, kind of talking about like being very free within connections, um, being spontaneous, being open to different possibilities or infinite possibilities. I don't know. I get this sense that there are, and kind of talking about people from your past in your reading. It could be that there are people from your past that find it hard to let you go. And it does remind me of this energy of you left someone behind, you're in a new social group, whether it's like your romantic connections or just your friendships. These could be past friends, past lovers who feel wanting to get revenge for you moving on or not seeming to care or being able to easily adapt or look at something new. And part of the reason people are instantly drawn to you could be this idea that I don't know. I get the sense that there might be past people who want to ruin your new connections. To be honest, um, maybe because of jealousy or feeling sad that you've left them behind, type of thing. Yeah, I don't know. Also, because there's this idea of wanting like a new environment, new connections, new people to be around. Yeah, there could be people who are wanting to expose some sort of secrets. Um, and that's why they're drawn to you. Let's see. So, the last thing that I did for this reading was I did a random word generator, just randomly generate 3 words for each pile, maybe to give like additional message for reasons why people are instantly drawn to you. And so your car, oh my god, actually it fits pretty well. So we have the word rabbits, we have sedate, and we have drain. I don't know. Okay, so with rabbits, I mean, I was thinking it's funny when that word popped up because rabbits to me always is like a sexual thing because of the way rabbits reproduce. So yeah, I don't know. There's something here about, yeah, like there are people who are drawn to you for something sexual. But I don't know. I get this really weird vibe with the word sedate. Like it does make me think of like what is it called? Like the it's like a drug that people put in people's drinks so that they're sedated and then they can take advantage of them. I don't know. I really hope that there's nothing like that going on here. But there is something very sexual that people are drawn to you for. Um, okay, sorry, pile 3. I had to pause the reading. Had a bit of an interruption, so kind of had to take a break for the day and come back the next day to kind of finish off your reading. So I don't exactly like. Well, I have a pretty good idea of like what the messages were when I kind of ended off your reading. Um, so yeah, kind of strange energy coming through with the randomly generated words that you got. Yeah, with the word sedate and the sort of like kind of sexual energy that comes through in your reading. Like, I feel like one thing that instantly draws people to you, and this may, I mean, obviously, this doesn't, this is not really a great thing, but it is, something that happens. Like, if, with the Three of Cups energy, And like generally, like you seem very social, you seem to be around friends. That could be like a situation that, instantly draws people to you. And I could see, like, if you are, at a party or something like that, I don't know, there's an energy here of like, yeah, wanting to sedate you in some way, either feed you more drinks. I hope that nobody's trying to, I still can't remember the word, like, is it spike your drink? Like put a date drug in it. I would hope not, but I don't know if there are people around you who see you in that sort of setting that get that sort of idea. So I just want to say, since I am seeing that, to be careful, watch your drink, have a trusted friend watch your drink. Um, yeah, because that could be a thing. Otherwise, like, I do feel like one of the things that instantly draws people to you is when they feel like you have the word drain as one of your random words. And I wonder if it's like when people are feeling drained and they need to have more fun, they look at you and see how much fun you seem to be having and they want to join you again. Or otherwise, it could also be like, I do get this sense that a lot of the times you might be around people, being social, or at least, that's what instantly draws people to you. I could sense that for a lot of you, you might be like, I think I said this, like extroverted. Maybe some of you are party animals. You like to go out with friends. You are often seen with new people, something like that. Um, if there's a side to you that does become drained and you pull back, there is a sense of mystery with you. So when you're not like out with friends or something like that, I do feel like there are people who are drawn to you because they're curious of what you're doing, what you're up to, or like how you've been. The other thing that, and I kind of like that there was a bit of an interruption in your pile because it gave me a chance to kind of sit with the energy, and think more about what I get from your cards. With Pluto, like there is an aspect of like maybe controlling behavior, and I don't think it's you, but I think like your energy to me looking at these cards, you come across as someone who's again very independent, a free spirit, someone who's hard to tie down. And so, yeah, there could be people around you who become kind of obsessive over you and kind of want to control you. And I do think for some of you, that is where the like wanting to expose your secrets comes out, because if you are someone who is often, not really too attached to people, and you run into people who get attached very easily, I could sense that there might be some jealousy, or wanting to control you, or if they feel neglected by you because you've moved on with a new group of friends or new people. Yeah, there could be a tendency to kind of want to bring you down a bit because they feel like jealous or they feel upset, about your free spirited nature. So that's what I get for your pile 3. So I hope it does resonate with you, that you enjoyed the reading. And I'm just letting every pile know, if you do watch my videos, you don't happen to be subscribed, I would, I don't know, I'm asking people to subscribe if they want to. I usually don't bother with like asking people to subscribe or comment or like or anything like that. Usually because I just know that if people like it, they'll just do it. They don't need to be reminded of it. But the cat that I posted on my community tab, she's a stray kitty that I took in recently. She did run into some health problems, so we had to hospitalize her a couple of times, which put both me and my boyfriend thousands of dollars in debt. So, I'm just kind of thinking of ways I can earn that money back. One of the ways could be earning money from YouTube. I don't know how much YouTube really pays, so I don't know if it's a lot, but like, everything, any little bit helps. So basically, I am just letting people know, if you want to subscribe, if you haven't already, if you want to suggest my channel to someone you think would like my readings, feel free to do that just to give my channel some more exposure. If you're already subscribed, you could also leave me a comment, maybe even just comment a little cat emoji, just so, because I don't know, I noticed that with comments seems to do the most with YouTube, kind of spreading your video further. So I'm just asking for that. If you want to do that, if you want to help out, it's very much appreciated right now. But yeah, that's all I have to say. Thank you for watching, and I'm wishing you the best, Pile 3. You seem like a very fun person from what I can see here. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next pile. So that's it from me. Bye. Alright, Pile 4, welcome to your reading. We're going to find out what it is about you that instantly draws people to you. So taking a look at your cards, we have this mushroom card, and it's the fairy ink cap. This one has come out kind of a lot in my readings, or at least, well, one other time at the very least, maybe twice. But so subtlety. Learn to notice the subtleties around you, slow down and be mindful. Okay, so maybe like a calm nature, being mindful, being patient, not being rushed. Let's see. And then we have the Knight of Wands, kind of like the opposite energy. I don't know. Maybe there's something about you that is, like, ooh, okay. I think, pretty sure. So if you're around the same age as me, then you might have Saturn in Aries. And it does make me think of that for some reason. Because Saturn in Aries, Saturn is about discipline, structure, and Aries is not really about structure in any way, shape, or form. I feel it's very spontaneous, very impulsive. What I've read from Saturn and Aries, it's like those types of people can have like bursts of energy where they get a lot of work done in like one moment, and then can kind of like fall off of it and just kind of like maybe throw in the towel at times, take a break when they're not feeling inspired, when they're not feeling motivated. It's very like stop go type of energy. But I don't know, we have the Knight of Wands, so I would say like something that instantly draws people to you is like maybe a adventurous sort of nature that you have. You like to go out and try new things. The Knight of Wands always feels very spontaneous. It feels a little bit distracted. So those could be things that people like about you. I don't know, the Knight of Wands gives me more like Sagittarius energy. So just thinking of that, like, adventurous, spontaneous, likes to have fun, likes to try new things. I feel like you have an open mind for going new places or trying new things. And I think that's something that instantly draws people to you. I don't know, I also feel like with this subtlety energy, like you have an awareness, but it almost makes me wonder if it like comes very natural to you. Like it's maybe not something you've really had to develop with the speed of the Knight of Wands. With this like slow down, be mindful, notice the subtleties around you. I don't know if you really need to slow down to notice all the subtleties. Like I feel like you're a fast moving energy, and you're mindful, and you're paying attention, and you're very aware. Like you might be very quick to notice subtle things, actually. I don't know, maybe for some of you it may not be that way with the Knight of Wands because it is very distracted and fast moving. So for some of you maybe it's like something about you need to remind yourself to slow down at times and be more mindful. We have the Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords is someone who's kind of no bullshit. They're very intelligent. You can come across as a bit detached or cold. And I really kind of feel that. Like, so maybe... I get an energy that you might be more quiet. I don't know if it's reserved is the right word to describe you, because I don't know, like with the Knight of Wands coming out with the Queen of Swords, I would assume based off of that energy, someone would be very confident, not maybe shy or too socially anxious, but quiet. With the Queen of Swords, that could be someone I usually see sometimes as like someone who is more quiet, but not afraid to speak up when they have something to say. And there could be something about you that does come across as a bit intimidating, and that might be a reason why people are instantly drawn to you. Um, I would assume it's like the people who are instantly drawn to you. I don't know if I've heard people talk about this. I've even gotten this sense myself a little bit that when people seem too kind, it seems like not genuine. Like it seems very fake. And I don't know, there's something about your energy that, like I don't, for some reason I'm thinking of like being at a job, something like that, and not putting on a fake smile just because you need to please other people type of thing. I think you might carry that energy, and I think people are drawn to you because of that. It's almost like, although you might come across as intimidating, there's something about you that seems like, I think, a bit more trustworthy than the average person. Like, I think you might be the type of person who, when someone asks you about your day, instead of just saying, like, good, like, the typical, how you're supposed to respond to those questions, you might be someone who's very honest, and you're like, today's been like a shit show, like something like that. And it's like very direct, very, yeah, kind of blunt, very honest. And yeah, like I don't know, with the Queen of Swords and the Knight of Wands, it does give somewhat of like a careless energy, in a way that's like you're not super bothered by things, or you don't come across that way, or it also seems like you don't like ruminate about certain things, or I don't know. I do get like a very sort of cool vibe from you where you can kind of just move on from things quite quickly. Um, and you could feel a bit detached within your emotions or a little bit stoic. Okay, so we have Seahorse Spirit, Watch and Wait. And we also have the fifth house, Passion. So we got some like Leo energy with the fifth house. Bit of fire energy here with the Knight of Wands too. Some air energy with the Queen of Swords. With the Seahorse Spirit, Watch and Wait, like it does, yeah, I don't know. I definitely get a sense of confidence with this pile. I even see the Seahorse Spirit as a bit of a cocky energy. And I think that's something that if you do have a bit of a cocky energy, that's something that instantly draws people to you. Like you seem to be very confident in yourself. Um, and it's kind of this energy of like, well, yeah, with Watch and Wait, like there could even be, although like we have Wands energy and Swords energy, I do think like maybe more so than Swords, people see Wands energy as more intuitive, but I don't know. I get there's like like an intellectual intuition that you have, where you're able to predict things very well, and there's something like you have a lot of confidence in your judgment about things, about situations, and you're often right about what you predict. Yeah, I don't know. With the fifth house energy associated with like Leo energy, that yeah, you come across as someone who's very confident. With the fifth house, that could be like your art, your hobbies that instantly draw people to you. Could also be just like a sort of creativity that you have that people notice and they're drawn to you because of it. The fifth house energy could also be this like having fun. And I do think like there's an energy within you that doesn't either stay down for too long, or there's an energy where you're able to move through things very quickly with the Knight of Wands, and with a level of detachment too. So I feel like there's something about you that would rather focus on things that bring you joy rather than like complaining about things. So if something bothers you, you might be very honest about the fact that it bothers you, but you would move on from it very quickly. I don't think you would be the type of person to sit there and like, again, like ruminate about your problems or things that you would complain about. Like, you would rather not think about those things. You'd rather move into a different energy and find something more fun to do. um yeah, I don't know, I get this energy that you are very quick moving, but you also know how to be patient. I feel like you're someone who has a lot of control over yourself, and you're not someone who feels the need to really have much control over other people. Let's see. So we have the muse, generosity, naivete. I don't know how to. Okay. With the muse, there's like cups on there with it almost looks like wine in the cups. Yeah, I kind of no. I don't know things today. Hold on. But I don't know. There is like a fun energy. Maybe, yeah, with the fifth house going out and having fun, and that's something that instantly draws people to you. Um, but let's take a look at the muse. Page 100. Okay. Now is the time to look beyond the bad news and embrace a little of that dreamer spirit. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's exactly what I was just saying. Like, now is the time to look beyond the bad news. Yeah, like, I don't know. I get this sense that you could be it's like almost very vocal about when something bothers you. But the thing is, it's like, with some people, something bothers them, and then they continue. Okay, something this is a little random, but something that I saw recently, someone talk about, and I kind of feel like it could be very accurate, or at least like from my observations, it seems to like line up pretty well. Someone said, I think he's I don't watch his content usually, but I've come across a few of his videos. But he's like a gamer, but he talks about like mental health and like psychology and stuff like that. But he was saying that therapy has been like shown to be less effective on people who tend to ruminate about things. And I don't know, I guess that's where my mind is at, because I kind of feel like you're not someone who tends to ruminate about things. And like, I don't know, there's something about you that you're very honest about things. So it's not like you would pretend that something's not bothering you. You would just say like, yeah, this sucks, and then shift your focus towards something that's, brings you more joy. So yeah, embrace a little of that dreamer spirit. Any situation can be improved with hard work, but it also needs optimism, belief in the potential for a better outcome, especially if others believe in it too. Being jaded for the world weary, embrace positivity instead. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's like there's something about you that I don't know. Maybe for some of you, you used to kind of really stew in things that would bother you in negativity, and there's something about you where you're More so shifting your focus towards things that bring you passion, things that make you feel good, things that bring you joy. Maybe, again, like hobbies, a sense of creativity, art projects, things like that. And I think if there's people around you that can see your art or whatever you create, um, it does inspire them. But okay, so the last thing with your reading and with all the readings, what I decided to do was I did a random word generator to randomly generate 3 words for each pile to, I don't know, just like mess around with it, see if the words that come out seem to correlate with the energies that come out in the reading, or maybe it just brings like some random additional messages that, apply to your reading or for some of you. So the random words that you got were the word consider, brown, and workable. So that's interesting. I do get the, I don't know, these like work vibes. We did talk about hard work, so it does seem like something that draws people to you is this energy that you are a hard worker. You can maybe get a lot of stuff done in a very short amount of time. Maybe it's like, yeah, with the Saturn and Aries energy, short bursts of energy where you can like really focus and just get a bunch of stuff done. And then maybe times where you're a little bit slower, you don't move as quickly, things like that. Um, with the word brown coming out as something that instantly draws people to you, um, mostly I think of eye color and skin color. Something that I have heard about eye color. Now, this is one thing that I'm not sure I believe at all. But I've seen something about like people with blue eyes being more prone to being more selfish and self-centered. People with brown eyes tend to be a lot more selfless and like kinder, more likely to put other people first, type of thing. I don't know if that's true because I've definitely met people with all kinds of different eye colors being all kinds of different people. But yeah, I don't know, like this idea of like brown eye color. Maybe there's something about you that comes across as like, yeah, like I said before, like trustworthy, like you're honest. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe if you do have brown eyes, there's something about that that seems a bit softer. Maybe it makes you seem just a bit more approachable. Maybe people think you're more down to earth or something like that. But also with like brown skin color, like that just makes sense to me that perhaps like if you are a person of color, that people of color are instantly drawn to you in a way because they would be more likely to feel maybe safe with you because they can relate to you in that way. And, it's maybe seen as safer as being around someone of a different skin color that might be, who knows, racist or something like that. So I could see that as another thing. But yeah, workable and consider. So that does make me think that there's something about you that's very cooperative, like you're easy to work with. Um, I feel like you make things easy for other people, possibly in the workplace, either by the bursts of energy that you get to get things done. It's like you can do a lot in a short amount of time. And there might be people around you that appreciate you for that and notice you for that. And they, I don't know, maybe they're drawn to you and they put more work onto you because they know that you'll get it done quickly or you can handle it, something like that. Um, but yeah, other than that, like I was saying, I was thinking like there's a very direct nature, like a straightforward way of speaking or something like that, where like maybe um, there's this energy of like what needs to get done. Let's get it done. Let's do it. Let's clear that out, and then we can relax, and then we can play, and then we can talk or have fun or something like that. So that's what I get for your reading, pile 4. I hope it did resonate with you, that you enjoyed the messages. Um, and since you're the last pile, I gotta let all the piles know. Recently, the cat that I posted on my community tab, she is a stray cat that I recently took in. Um, we were not able to find her owners. She didn't look in the best condition when we found her. She did run into some health problems. She's doing okay. I don't know if I remembered to mention that in pile three. But yeah, she's doing okay. She's recovering. She's doing a lot better. But we had to bring her into the hospital multiple times, which put me and my partner multiple thousands of dollars in debt. And so I'm just trying to think of ways I can earn that money back. And I guess one of the ways could be by reaching 1,000 subscribers on YouTube so that YouTube will pay me for the readings that I post. It wasn't something I originally intended to focus on or really care about, because I don't really think readings are something that someone, to be kind of honest, like should be earning money for, although I did try to do that in the past. I don't know if they're worth money, but I don't know, just something that you can do to help if you want. If you do watch my readings, but you just, happen to not be subscribed, subscribing would help so that I can get closer to 1,000 subscribers. If you do have anyone that you think would like my readings, you could feel free to share my channel with them. Other than that, if you are like already subscribed, you could leave a comment. I've noticed that it seems like comments are the thing that helps videos the most, like reach a larger audience. So leaving me a comment would be very much appreciated. If you don't know what to say, you could also just leave like a little cat emoji just to kind of boost the video and get it to a larger audience. Just, that, so it helps. Basically, if you do that, I really appreciate you for that. It helps a lot. And yeah, that's it from me. Thank you for watching. I'm wishing you the best pile 4, and I'm gonna end it here. Bye.